Hey, what's up, y'all? So, my name's Craig. I just want to go over this whole my history nonsense, okay? Let's just break it down at its essentials. That's what I do with everything. So, my history. For it to be my history, don't I have to exist during that time? So, check it out. So, I'm 49 years old, right? So, my history is relegated to 49 years. End of story. I didn't exist 50 years ago. I didn't exist 100 years ago. I didn't exist 1,000 years ago. My history is 49 years. Now, if you want to go by my ancestral history, okay, let's go by that. Which I don't even understand why that matters unless it's affecting you. But okay, so everyone wants to bitch about that, right? So in the 1500s, about 3% of blacks were American slaves, roughly, right? Sold to us by Africa, also bought to us by other blacks as well. 3%, right? That's only 3%. Well, let's break this down. For all you that are making such a big deal about that, about a history you never experienced. So, right now, we're going through this Trump stuff, right? Everyone's yelling, oh, why do you care about illegal votes? The percentage is so low. Why would you care? Who cares about checking voter ID? Fraud is so low. Oh, really? So, what's 3%? Oh, wait. You're going to overblow it. You're going to overblow the percentage when it's a topic you like. But if it's something else, it's only a low percent. Gotcha. Gotcha. You know, people are so easy to read. So easy to read. And let's go further into this, okay? I'm going to be fair about this. I'm going to be fair. So in the 1500s, it was roughly 3%. The southern states had slaves, the most, of course. And then going in the 16, 17, 1800s, it bumped up to about 11% right around the 1800s. And a majority of the slaves were in the South and still sold by Africans and owned by other Africans as well at a very low percentage. And it was basically they're just looking for an excuse for cotton workers, right? For cotton workers. And only rich people have ever owned slaves. Guess what? I'm out of the loop, yo. I'm out of the loop. My ancestors weren't rich. You know, what are the chances? You know, 9 times out of 10, the lady that you're attacking for his history, he didn't have slaves. His ancestors didn't have slaves. Hell, his ancestors, his probably puppy dogs, whatever you want to blame it on. So, and how is this relevant, anyways? Unless it's affecting you today, who cares? And guess what? Here's another thing: every single solid color in the history of the world has went through the same. So why is it only your color counts and mine doesn't? Where are my reparations, right? Where's like this is people just being advantageous. That's all it is. This is the most advantageous group of people in the history of the world. And when I say people, it's largely Democrats, I notice. You know, it's largely Democrats. I don't know why. I don't know why someone would choose a Democrat to be allegedly self-righteous. Well, let's go over that. Let's go over that. So Democrats founded the KKK. You know, they also they fought the Republicans about freeing the slaves. You know, Abraham Lincoln. You know, Republican. Ooh, oh, so evil. Republican, vampire man. Yeah, okay. And here's the excuse though. They switch sides. They just magically switch sides. So let me get this right. So after hundreds of years of ideologies, having a certain ideology, just out of the bat, you're just like, change my mind. No, no. You know what? The other side seems good. That's all right. I'm gonna cast a Harry Potter spell and do a séance. And here's the kicker too: the other side switched at the exact same time. So they just magically switched at the exact same time. Here's what I've learned in life about evil. Evil never admits it's evil. It comes up with excuses. Does switching sides sound like an excuse to you? Does it? Anyways, so next topic. Let's bring up here this whole racism stuff. This whole, you know, let's face it. Whites have an infrared fucking target on our face over here. Let's just face it. That's just how it is. You know, we can't do anything that the other side does. Heck, the other side could sit here and drop the N word on them salts all day long. We say it, forget it. You know? So you're mad about what you call yourself. And here's the kicker, too. Everything we do, if we have a black friend, oh, that doesn't count. If we marry a black, oh, that doesn't count. You know, if we have black celebrities, we like, it doesn't count. Why? Why doesn't, is it because I'm white it doesn't count? Is that why? That'd be like going to a fucking football game, right? That'd be like going to a fucking football game and saying, the Browns just threw a touchdown pass. Oh, that doesn't count. Why? Why doesn't it count? Why wouldn't it count? Why wouldn't it count? You know why it doesn't count? Because I'm white and that hurts your narrative. Of course it fucking counts. Of course it fucking counts. Are you fucking crazy? Now who's being racist here, huh? Anyone who thinks that those things don't count, you're the racist. It's called projecting, right? It's called projecting. You're looking to be advantageous with an excuse, right? And I blame a lot of this on the news and people's upbringing, you know, and a little bit of school because they don't give you the exacts of history in school, you know. And so it's just a little bit of everything. But let's just face it, come on, guys. To tell you the truth, if you just treated someone right next to you fairly, you didn't thirst for revenge with them. You know, you coerced with them like they're a regular human being, just like you are. I think you'd find 11 out of 12 times nothing bad is going to happen. When you start wanting revenge on someone for something out of their hands, when you're pissed off about someone because the news told you something, and even this Trump stuff, okay, this Trump stuff. I play a game out there, right? I call people democratic. I don't like democratic policy, which is my right, and it's your right to like it as well, right? Now, when I say democratic, I'm just talking about Democrats that go too far with it. To tell you the truth, I couldn't think of something for the Republicans that go too far. Maybe the Chuglicans, because they chug too much beer. I don't know. It's hard to rhyme with. But my God, like people, here's the thing, okay? One person will think Trump raped someone, the other person will just say, you know what, this seems skeptical. And you know what? Here's what it comes down to. So you have to watch the news to figure out which side you believe and don't believe, right? You wasn't there, right? Here's what I'll say. You know, whether you were right or wrong, it's all right to be right or wrong. It's all right. It happens. Guess what? That's part of life. And guess what? You wasn't there. You wasn't there to witness it yourself, okay? Me, myself, I find it skeptical. I always look for patterns and things. 26 people 26 people reported Trump for rape. About 90% of them right before the election. Right before the election, and only one kind of filed a police report. That was it. So you mean 0 out of 26 filed a police report at the alleged happening, and the only time they decided to come after him was right before an election? Does that not seem like a pattern? Does that not seem skeptical? And not any of them could name the exact date. Most of them couldn't even tell you the year. They just said, oh, the 1990s. So is that not skeptical? And there's something called the statute of limitations that most states have. New York changed the laws just to get Trump. Is that not skeptical? Here's another thing that's pretty skeptical to me. Hillary Clinton blatantly got caught lying about the 30,000 emails sent. Blatantly, in court, it was admitted through James Comey that yes, she did, she did send classified emails. Yes, she did access a server on a government server. And President Obama, the great Obama, that you guys think is such a saint, he ordered his DOJ not to prosecute. I got news for you. There's a lot of skeptical things going on. So, point being, in the long way, we don't know for sure. We're just we're using an educational guess. Everyone guesses differently. Hey, you know what? If I'm wrong about Trump, If he's really a rapist, that doesn't make me a pedophile. It doesn't make me a Nazi. It doesn't. It just makes me wrong. And you know what? You wasn't there. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. You know, shit happens. Just because you're wrong and you're not perfect, you know. But personally, I find it very odd all these things that are going on. But the way we're treating each other over this, I play a game. If you attack me, I don't take it. I attack you back. I give what I get. I kind of believe an eye for an eye. I had a sister that just yelled, screamed, carried on until she got what she wanted. Everyone gave in, and she became a bad person. So I've decided that I'm not going to give you what you want, you know. Most people want other people to be passive. That's why they're aggressive. They don't want people to stand firm in the ground. So I give what I get, you know. So I apologize for that. It's mainly just a game. It's mainly just a game. If I'm wrong about Trump, I apologize. If you're right about Biden and Obama, then I apologize. And it's okay to be wrong or right, guys. And you're not a pedophile, you're not a rapist. It's just if you see something skeptical, it's alright. It's alright to have an opinion. It's what you do that defines you, right?